Civilization is gone. No hospitals, no pharmacies, no doctors coming to the rescue. In a world like this, injuries you once ignored become life-threatening. A tiny scratch can turn into a deadly infection. A simple cut can weaken you beyond recovery. A broken bone, untreated, can end your chances of survival altogether. Without modern medicine, first aid knowledge becomes your frontline defense. In this video, we break down essential first aid basics for apocalyptic survival. The skills that help you treat wounds, manage injuries, and prevent small problems from becoming fatal ones. These are practical, no-nonsense techniques meant for when help is no longer coming. Stay with us until the end because knowing how to care for your body may be the difference between surviving the collapse or becoming another casualty of it. Let's get started.
Imagine a world stripped bare, the hum of civilization silenced, hospitals, pharmacies, doctors, gone. In this harsh new reality, the grand, dramatic threats often steal the spotlight, but the true silent killer, the one that claims more lives than any marauder, is far more insidious. It's the tiny, overlooked injury, the splinter, the scrape, the simple cut. In a world without modern medicine, these aren't minor inconveniences. They are open invitations to a slow, agonizing death. That small cut becomes a ticking bomb because the biggest threat isn't the wound itself, but the unseen enemy lurking within: infection. Without sterile environments, and critically, without antibiotics, any break in the skin becomes a gateway for bacteria. Your body, already stressed from hunger and constant vigilance, has a compromised immune system. What starts as a red line can quickly escalate to a systemic infection known as sepsis, a life-threatening response that shuts down your organs. This is why basic first aid, stripped to its raw essentials, becomes your most vital skill. So, how do you fight back? It starts with the absolute bedrock of all first aid: meticulous wound cleaning. This is your first line of defense. Your best friend here is clean water. If you can boil it and let it cool, even better. Gently rinse the wound, allowing the water to flush out dirt and debris. Don't scrub aggressively. The goal is to physically remove the enemy, because every speck of dirt is a potential breeding ground for infection. While infection is a slow burn, uncontrolled bleeding is an immediate crisis. You can bleed out in minutes. Your first, most vital action is always direct pressure. Use the cleanest material available, a piece of cloth, a shirt, and press down firmly directly on the wound. Don't peek. If the wound is on a limb, elevate it above the heart. For a truly catastrophic bleed, a tourniquet becomes a life-saving, albeit drastic measure. Apply it high and tight on the limb above the wound and tighten it until the bleeding stops completely. It's a grim choice: limb or life. A broken bone is just as dangerous. An unstable fracture can sever blood vessels or break through the skin. The goal of splinting is simple: immobilize the area. You don't need fancy equipment. Sticks, sturdy cardboard, even rolled magazines can work as a rigid support. Pad the limb with cloth or leaves, then position the splint so it extends above and below the fracture site. Secure it firmly, but not so tightly that it cuts off circulation. Always check the limb for warmth and color afterwards. A well-applied, improvised splint can mean the difference between a recoverable injury and a permanently crippled limb. The fight doesn't end there. Infection is a relentless adversary. You must learn to recognize its signs: increasing redness, swelling, warmth, pus, or a foul odor. A critical red flag is that the infection is spreading. In a world without doctors, you are the last line of defense. The skills of wound cleaning, bleeding control, and splinting are not just medical techniques. They are acts of defiance against a world trying to break you. In a world without mercy, the ability to heal yourself and others is the most powerful weapon you possess.